Okay, sound is back. Awesome. I hope this stays. I don't know why it keeps disconnecting, guys, but I hope it stays. Sound is back on. Yep. Kinar, don't touch anything. First world problems, huh? First world problems. So one more time, can everyone hear me? Okay, can I just get a yes? Well, thank Lord for that. Thank Lord for that. Happy Easter, everyone. It was a virus. Love your beard. I love that you guys have made it today, and I'm really grateful for that. It's a great weekend, and on this day of it's a day of faith. It's a day of spending time with family, and most of you have still made it today. So I want to keep this to a period of not more than 90 minutes, if possible. But you know how I do, guys. If I say something, I keep going. Um, yeah, yeah, I know. It's something I'm trying, but none of my family members like it. Um, but yes, I hope it's a COVID look. Hashtag COVID look, right? I gotta phrase that term that everyone gotta have a COVID look. So I'm more relaxed. It's a time I'm taking out on myself, so I'm not worried about how I look. I'm keeping my judgments out of everything, and it's more about what you listen to and not how I look today. So anyway, guys, happy Easter to everyone. So once again, it goes with the hat. Thank you so much, guys. Once again, welcome to this webinar, guys. It's on mindset, mechanics, and money. And I think these are the three things which are super important, especially in this moment in time, moving forward. I just want to run a few things with everyone. The first thing I want to run with is that I want everyone today to just have an open mind. All of us have been through a lot, and you never know what you may gain from this. Some of the things I may say will you will agree with it, some you may not, but keep an open mind and ask yourselves, why is Kinar saying such a thing? You know, is there a reason behind it? Is he been through something in his life that he's saying? Has he experienced a journey where it's allowing him to say such things? So I just wanted you to invite you to just keep an open mind today. Take a pen and a paper, take notes. So the second thing is make sure you take notes. So make sure you have a pen and paper next to you, because in these times, especially in these times of weekend of faith, I personally believe that my mom used to say that in every auspicious day in your life, learn something new, learn something that will change your thinking process, and it will change how you act, feel, and behave as you move forward in life. So take some notes, and there may be some points which may resonate with you, or may want to reflect on them a bit later on. The third thing I want to say is, of course, a bit of a disclaimer, which is whatever I say today is I'm expressing my opinion through the experience I've had in my life. I've been through a lot. A lot of you know me. A lot of you know my journey. And this is not a time where I'm going to share a lot about my journey, but I've been through a lot. I've been a dentist for almost 20 years now. I've been a practice owner. I have written a book. I'm an author. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I trade Forex, shares, CFDs. I do a lot of things in my life. I speak, I coach, I mentor. I've been through a lot of ups and downs in my life. I would say one of the biggest reasons to where I am at this moment in life, at my success level, is because of the failures I've had. And I'm very open for that. There's a lot of failures I've had in my life. I may share some of them with you as we go through this webinar. But keep an open mind, take notes. Remember, these are my views, these are my opinions. This is just me expressing myself in this webinar, right? I have been quiet for the last 3 to 4 weeks since this planetary pandemic started. The reason being truly was that I knew for a fact that it was so massive that every time people's minds were changing including national and global leaders, including in our industry. So I just wanted to remain a bit quiet till the dust settles down a bit. And this is the time, and it has allowed me to kind of think in this last 3 weeks of what we need to be doing, how do we need to be thinking, how do we need to be acting, how do we need to be preparing ourselves for progress of our future. So this is what I wanted to share with you. This is going to be a little bit of an interactive session, guys. So there will be times where I will ask you a question, and if you guys can just type out in the chat what your feelings and your opinions are, because I would like to hear them as well. And I'm sure that we all understand that whatever I'm running these things, I like everyone to contribute a bit here and there so everyone can learn from each other. Yeah, we almost have 160 people right now logged in. Some people may join in later, I'm not sure, but let's have fun for the next 90 minutes being open. There will be a Q&A at the end, guys. So if you can save your questions till the end, or at least when I ask you about a subject, if you can save your questions till then, I would really appreciate that. So there are three topics I'm going to be talking about today. The first one is going to be on mindset. The second one is going to be on mechanics, which is the strategies, and the third one is going to be on money, right? And we all need to know the rules of money, and I'm going to share some rules of money with you as we move forward. So once again, welcome, guys. Thank you for spending this time here with us together, and let's just start and dive in. Are we all ready? Can I get a yes or an I? All ready, guys? I just need a confirmation you guys can hear me okay. Yes, yes. Okay, good, good. Gives me comfort that I was not talking to myself all this time, right? All right, okay, good. So let's start. With the first things. So I mean, everyone knows me, guys. I've achieved quite a bit of certifications in my life as a coach and as a mentor. This is just a little bit about myself. Recently, I released a book which I'll speak to you about a bit later. So if you guys haven't read this, or if you don't have a copy of this, I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. But yes, so quite a few things I've done in my life, a lot of sweat equity, as we call it, a lot of hardships, but we'll come back to that. I just wanted to kind of show you my practice, by the way, guys, just on a quick 1 minute. I really miss this place. I actually popped in yesterday because Mia, my executive assistant, had to get some aligners changed, right? So she had run out, so I had to make a trip there with Mia. Mia, I hope you're wearing your aligners. So anyway, we made a trip, and I kind of missed this place, and I'm sure a lot of you miss your own practices. Yes, we're doing emergencies, but that feeling of just living in our practice, from like a few hours a day, I miss it. I don't know, you guys, I'm sure you miss it as well, right? So keep it a bit of an interactive sessions, guys, if you want to type out. Here's just a picture of my practice. Some of you have been to my practice, some of you haven't. I'm always open for you guys to come to my practice in the future, have a look at how I run the show. Manish and I and my younger brother Vikit, we have built this from scratch. We've been running this particular practice for close to 17 years, I think, 17 years. So it's been a while. We've gone through a lot building this practice. This is my lounge area, you guys can see. Um, and yeah, so everything is customly positioned in this practice for a reason. Now, it's not one of the topics I'm going to talk about today, but in my seminars, I talk about why the TV is there, why the couch is like that, what's on that. I talk about those coffee table books, etc., etc. But again, just wanted to kind of show you. Right. So let's talk about this. 1 second. Just okay. Can everyone seen this slide, right? Can everyone see the whole slide here, right? Is everyone? It's okay to see the slide. 1 second, guys. Is that okay? Is that better? Okay, cool. Okay, so let's talk about mindset, guys. I've made 7 points for you here, and I just want you to focus as what I speak. Make sure you get some notes taken. Now, why do we have to talk about mindset? Everyone knows that there are a lot of people here in my life. What is one of the things I've learned in this planetary pandemic is that, and it's reinforced to me that people who really succeed will have their mindset in place. Tony Robbins has got this famous saying that 80% of success is mindset, 20% is mechanics. Mechanics also stands for the word strategy. So 80% is mindset, 20% is mechanics. We all know that a lot of us make much more excuses than get results in life. Um, so today, I just wanted to quickly share with you that what kind of excuses most people make. I don't have money, I don't have time, I don't have resources. And once again, Tony Robbins speaks very highly of this, that it is not about the time, money, and resources. It's about how you can become resourceful. Everything you do is inside here. You are capable of doing everything possible in this world and achieving anything you want in this world. So I just want you guys to reflect on that for a second. In this last 3 to 4 weeks, how many of you have felt that you've lost in touch with your mind, that you've been taken more over by your emotions? You've been taken more over about panic, right? How many of you have really felt that? I can already sense that this week people had calmed down a little bit. People were back into, being a bit more optimistic, a bit more positive in life. But the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we have seen that all of us have seen that there's been so much panic that people have lost in touch with their mind. They've lost being mindful about things. And this is, I just want you a quick reminder. And I want to talk about this quick 7 things that you don't need to employ now only, but you need to employ this immediately so that you can be super successful moving forward. And I promise you this, these 7 points, if you just quickly from today, being an auspicious day, an auspicious weekend, if you start practicing this, it is in this planetary pandemic that we have realized a few things. And I'm going to be talking about what we have realized. But it is in this time I want you guys to understand that it is time to get back our minds. It is time to get back with feelings of our mindset. So let's start with the first chapter, which is how are you showing up every day? How are you showing up every day? Now, when you wake up in the morning, how are you showing up? Once again, in the last 3, 4 weeks, a lot of us have lost sleep. Lot of us have been waking up miserably. A lot of us have been having the wrong attitude, the anger, the lack of patience, just concerned, fear, right? There's so many things that have been happening to us in this last few weeks. So I want everyone to write this down every morning. I want you to ask this question: how am I going to show up today? How am I going to show up today? Right? Showing up is the difference between how we think and how we act. How we think and how we act. I'm always in the seminars when we are doing even case consultations, and we spoke about the leadership seminar. I mentioned this word that when you first enter your practice in the morning, right? How are you showing up? Right? Are you full of energy? Are you full of aura? Are you full? Do your team members, as you walk into the practice, feel that you are showing up in the best possible person ever? How are you showing up? So I want you to guys to write this down, and I want to give you 3 tips today to amp up how you show up every day. Would everyone be interested in 3 things, 3 simple things I do every day to amp up my showing up game, right? The first one is, quickly, I ask myself, how is my attitude? Is my attitude of optimism? Is my attitude of high energy? If it's not, what can I do to get a level of a high attitude? Because remember, your attitude dictates your altitude of success. So the first thing I want to share with you guys is that how can you quickly bring your attitude into a level high? Some of the things you can do is literally just when you wake up, right? Straight away be grateful. So the second point is gratitude. So the way to show up is, say 3 things in the morning, 3 to 5 things as you wake up in the morning. What are you grateful for? So can I just get you guys to type in right now, what is 1 or 2 or 3 things you're grateful for? Like, quickly, just, it should be on the top of your mind. What are you grateful for in this moment in time, in this moment and now? What are you grateful for? Just give me a few hints. Let's make this interactive. Let's make this just a few things that you can type so everyone can read and maybe get 1 or 2 points out of you. I love it. Health, family, life, food, clean food. You know, yesterday I was talking to one of my team members, and she's my head nurse. Most of you know her as Guyana, right? She's my head nurse. And I asked her, hey, Guyana, do you know anyone in your close circle who is, who's really suffering, right? And because, it's one thing that we speak between our colleagues, and at least most of us are quite sufficient in life. We have food, we have water, we have toilet paper, right? We have a roof over our heads. We have the basics, at least all the survival things we do have. So when I asked Guyana, right, that um, share with me some of your friends, and she actually almost was kind of teary and upset, saying that some of her friends are fighting and don't have even food. They live. Some of them are like living on cans of beans or even 2-minute noodles, right? And there are tough times right now. A lot of them are having rent problems. A lot of them are having issues with getting just the basic supplies, because um, not everyone is prepared in this time, or not everyone has got a little bit of a saving for this kind of a time, or what we call a planetary pandemic, right? So, what are we grateful for, right? What are we grateful for? Why are we forgetting that in this midst of chaos, in this midst of crisis, in this midst of challenging times? It's very simple, guys. Be grateful. Like every time I go into a bit of a panic mode and my mind starts spiraling down, the immediate thing I do is remind myself, hey, what am I grateful for? You know, because I know for a fact, and this is something I truly believe in, that everything is okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. And I truly believe in that. So what are the things you're grateful for? And I love that you guys have, just given, yeah, loving, just like living in Australia. Australia is like, we are so blessed to be here. Health, family, income, our team members. A lot of us have got some loyal team members, right? Isn't it amazing, just to, in these times of the crisis and challenging times, that we are truly knowing who are there behind our backs, right? We have great friends, great colleagues. So how are you showing up, guys? How do you amp up? 3 things. Number one, attitude. Make sure your attitude is a level high. And you can do that. You can dive into a great attitude, right? And one of the quickest way to dive into a great attitude is gratitude. Be grateful constantly. And this is the time we can spend time to be grateful. 3 times a day. Spend a minute being grateful in the morning, being grateful at lunchtime, and a minute being grateful just at night before you go to sleep. Just thank you, and say it loud. I thank you for allowing me to live in Australia. Thank you for letting me be in this country. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my family. Thank you for the spare income I have. Thank you for the food. Thank you for the ability to drive to the supermarkets. Thank you for my children's online education, whatever it is. Thank you for the loved one around me. Whatever it is, just 3 times say thank you. And the last thing I wanted to mention about showing up is something called fortitude. Fortitude is about the courage that you have to build in this type of a challenging time, in terms of fear, in terms of panic. Fortitude. So the word is fortitude. Write that down. So attitude, gratitude, fortitude. Every morning before I wake up, I still have the habit of sometimes picking my phone up. I'm going to be very open and raw to you that I do have that habit, but I just take a quick moment before I do that. Quickly, gratitude, attitude. I just quickly tell myself I need to show up I need to show up for the family. I need to show up for my team members. I need to show up for the people I coach, the people I mentor. I need to show up for you guys. Today I'm here showing up for you guys. It's very simple as that. I made a commitment, I made a promise, I made an obligation, and here I am on a quick video showing, just showing up, right? So attitude, gratitude, and fortitude. I want to move on to the next point, guys, which is it's time to be reborn. It's time to resurrect. Isn't that an interesting word in this weekend, especially? You know, all faith teaches us, reborn, reincarnation, transformation of energy from one form to other. But here's my question, and I really want you guys to think about this. Why do we have to die before we can reborn? Why do we have to die before we can reborn? Should we not practice being reborn regularly in our lives? Do you guys get that? Should we not practice this? You know, I say the new space is the inner space nowadays, right? It has always been the inner space, but we have all realized in these moments that we have so much time in our hands that it's given us time to reflect. The new space is the inner space. Um, it is the time for renewal. It is the time for reinvention of yourself. It's the time for re-innovation. It's the time for re-strategizing your lives. It's the time to reborn, guys. This is the time that you need to take to reborn. Now, what does reborn mean? Reborn basically means it's the time to let go of your old self, of your old limiting self. And I don't want us to die for that to happen. I want us to be reborn on a regular basis. And maybe this time in life where we are all going through this together, maybe we should take this time to reborn, to reinvent ourselves, to question our belief systems. What is the belief systems that has been holding us back all this time? What are the things we are sticking to, the limiting beliefs, as we call them, that is holding us back from success in life? Have you ever asked yourself that? Have you asked yourself that it is the time to be reborn? This could be the time to reinvent, to rejuvenate, to reform the beliefs you have, right? No one was prepared for this. It was almost like we all got an uppercut when our guards were not even up. And we got knocked out. All of us got knocked out in this period in some way or some shape or some form or the other. We've all realized that. And, what did we learn? So I would just like to share my 3 points that are what I learned from this. What are the three things that I truly learned from this episode, this planetary episode we've just faced, and we're still facing it, right? So before yeah, we got the knock fucked out, right? Before I share my 3 beliefs and 3 things I've really learned, what are the 3 things what are these 1 or 2 things you have learned? Can you everyone type something out so everyone can like at least learn that? What have you learned in these times that you were almost reborn into this idea, rejuvenated, reinvented yourself? What was the 1 or 2 things that you thought? Type it out. Let's read 1 or 2 things. Finding it challenging for you guys to What really matters in life, Natasha, absolutely. Live in the moment, don't think about the future. Have multiple sources of income. Health is priceless, everything is temporary. Appreciate things more. Who are your real friends? Yeah, wow. Wow, look at this, guys. Um, amazing answers. Amazing answers. Change is inevitable. Absolutely. Taking everything for granted. Time to pause and think. Love it. I love these answers, guys. Thank you so much for sharing that. I mean, this is where we get to see what other people are thinking as well, and it makes us realize, hang on, I haven't thought about that thing. So, guys, I'm going to quickly share with you the three things that are truly something I've learned. Number one, number one, we are not invincible. That's the first thing I've learned. We are not invincible. The smallest of the smallest of the smallest thing in this world almost knocked the hell out of us, right? We are not invincible, so I want everyone's ego to be checked in this moment in time where a lot of us go through days in our lives where we think that, we are it and we are everything in this world, but we are not. We are not invincible. And it's time to bring our humbleness out much more than ever. It's time for us to be all humble together, all in this mind space, in the space of giving, the space of sharing with each other. So, the first lesson, we are not invincible. The second lesson I learned is that we don't know it all. We have so much to learn about ourselves and about life. Would you guys all agree on that? We have so much to learn about life and ourselves. And this time, especially, has taught us a lot about, not about others. I mean, that's not the focus. It's more about us. It's taught us so much about ourselves, right? And the things we don't know, the knowledge we don't have, the actions we have not taken, right? So much is happening that it is time to reinvent and learn. So, the second lesson I've learned is that we don't know it all, and we need to be humble enough to learn from resources, which is plenty out there, and from each other. And the third thing I learned, which is super, super powerful, once again, is that we are collectively much more powerful or much more destructive together as human beings. We are collectively much more powerful or destructive as human beings. And we've all learned that this whole flattening of the curve, social distancing, encouraging everyone to stay home, even in this beautiful Easter weekend, where, every Easter I've been out with family, I've been out with friends, I've been out there enjoying. But this is the time we're spending time at home because we're respecting the fact that we have to together come together and consciously, it's called collective conscious. In the spirituality world, we call it collective conscious. We got to come together much more in life. This is not just the only time, but I want you to take that lesson away, that it's time to be reborn in your mind with the belief system that collectively we can do much, much more better. Um, and these are the three things I just wanted to quickly yeah, reset, Nitish, as you say, reset your life. I like the word reborn, because reborn allows us to reinvent ourselves from the old us, right? So I need you to acknowledge these lessons, right? So write these lessons down, 3 or 4 or 5 lessons you've taken away. Just write them down so you can go back, and when you're spending time alone, you can reflect this on yourselves, because 80% of your success will come from how your mind is working. 80% of success will come from there, right? So, guys, it's time to be reborn, time to have hope, time to have strength, and time to have faith, belief in what the best we can bring out in ourselves. Third point, moving guys on to the next one. I hope you guys are literally just enjoying a little bit of this discussion. The third point is, what conversations are you having with yourself, right? And this is a very important point at this moment in time. You know why? Because for the first time in our lives, right? I was thinking about this, right? One of the things when I coach, a lot of dentists and entrepreneurs, right? Is they ask me, Kina, how do I get work-life balance? Right? Haven't you all wondered how you get work-life balance? The reason people ask me that question is because 90% of the times, if not 80% of the times, they are dived into their work. And only 10-20% they are living life, right? Guess what's happened now? The seesaw has changed. It's interesting, isn't it? Like 80% of you right now have got all this time in this world to live a life. You're working possibly 10-20%, right? And the balance and the seesaw has completely changed. So many of you don't know what to do. You've never had this moment in life where suddenly 80% of work, 20% of life, suddenly it's become 80% of life, 20% of work. And now you're rich in time and you're lost. So, in this moment of being lost, you're spending a lot of time with your own self. So, what conversations are you having with yourself? Isn't it interesting? What conversation? What are you feeding yourself? What are you talking to yourself about? Right? Right now, you have more than enough to be happy. Right now, you have the full capacity to find something small to celebrate. Right now, you have the choice to make it. Right now, you can be happy. Right? You have all these things right now. You don't have to wait for something or someone to make you happy. You have it right now. I need you to recognize this, guys. This is the time that the conversations you are telling yourself, and one of the things we all want is happiness and fulfillment in life, then maybe take this time to have the right conversations with yourself. I mean, explore your inner truth. You know, one of the things, and I know you guys will agree with this, that stops your success is what you think what other people think. What you think other people think. All your lives, right, guys? And I know most of you, right, have been thinking, no, I don't want to take this action because what will that person think? What will my family think? What will my friends think? What will my colleagues think? You're so worried about what other people think that you are forgetting to live your own truth. You're forgetting to maximize yourself and bring out the best of you. So, this is the time, maybe write that down. This is the time you're going to stop thinking what other people think. It almost goes to you got to be reborn into this. That enough is enough. I got to stop thinking what other people think. I'm going to have the conversations with myself. I'm going to explore myself. I'm going to have my inner truth. And I'm going to now, moving forward, take actions as long as it's helping me grow, helping other grow. It's not harming anyone. I'm going to take actions. Of course, every action you take has got a bit of a sacrifice. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is enough about thinking what other people think. Stop, stop relying on other people's opinion all the time. I hope you guys get that point, right? And maybe you should write that down that while you're reinventing and being reborn, this is a primary thing. It's, by the way, it's the number one thing that prevents people from getting success is because they don't take action. And the reason they don't take action is in their mind, they're thinking, what are other people thinking? So it's time to be reborn into this, have the right conversations about your inner truth, right? And in the end of the day, the last point I want you to share in this point, which is what conversations you are having with yourself, is that I need you to start thinking how to help others. The entire success, once again, is from your mindset. But in your mind, this is a truly, truly valid point, which is I need you to start thinking it's not just about you anymore, it's about helping others. So how do you go about helping others on a daily basis? On a daily basis, how do you go about helping others? More about selflessness than being selfish. So time to be more selfless in life, guys. Time to be more selfless. Please take that point away that I want you guys to actively think that while you're being reborn and resurrected into the new self, the new you is going to be that person where everyone says that I love that person, how he or she has become, because I know for a fact that he or she is out there helping everyone else grow, helping everyone else succeed. So take that away with you guys as well. Cool. Are we going okay, guys? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a heads up. No exercise is better for your heart and for your mind and for your soul than helping others become great in life. Okay, so please take that point away. Uh, and it's all about the conversations you're having yourself. All right. Let's move on to the next point, guys. Now, this is a point, once again, that everyone has got free time in their hands. So much free time, right? So, what are your rituals and routines? 80% of your time is now kind of free every day, right? At least for the month of April, and possibly even maybe for the month of May. We don't know, right? But there will be a lot of time in your hands. So, here's the thing: the most successful people I've hanged around with have always told me this: Kinar, show me your rituals and routines, and I will show you what rewards you will get in your life. Show me your rituals and routines, and I will show you what rewards you will get in your life. Isn't that like, think about that for a moment. Think about every successful person you know, everyone who's made it, everyone who's contributed big time in their lives, all the legends, all the successful people, all the big entrepreneurs, even like many of you, right? How those people who have really made it have got rituals and routines in life. What do you do in the morning? How is your mid morning? How is your lunchtime area? What's your mid afternoon, late afternoon, evening, night? What are your routines? What are your routines, rituals, and routines? So, with your permission, I'm going to tell you a very quick routine. And this is one of my most famous routines I used in my mastermind and in my seminars. And I want you to write the word SAMAS down, and a lot of SAMAS in this group as well. So word SAMAS, I'll just quickly, Mia, can you type the word SAMAS in there? So SAMERS. Now, I just want to make this quick comment. Generally, on a regular life, when we're all working and going and doing our things, I spend a minimum of 90 minutes, on this SAMAS. So there are 6 things you have to do. SAMERS. 6 things you need to do, 90 minutes. Now, in this moment in life, in these times, I spend minimum 5 to 6 hours on this. And it's easy. So let me talk to you about a little bit of a ritual and routine I've put in place. It's not the perfect way. I'm not perfect. I'm still improving. But let's talk about the SAMAS. Number 1, S. S stands for silence. How many of you have promised yourselves that you're going to be doing some form of meditation in your life, but you haven't got around to it? How many of you have done that, right? So S stands for silence. I used to spend on a daily 10 to 15 minutes on silence, daily, right? Nowadays, I do that twice. So I still do 10 to 15 minutes. I can't meditate more than that. So 10 to 15 minutes of silence, and I focus more on my breathing, just with my closed eyes, somewhere isolated, with my I just focus on the breathing. So deep breaths in, diaphragmatic breathing, we all know that. Just focus on that. So I do that twice a day, right? So that's something I call silence. Maybe you want to start that. So S. Then starts for affirmations. Affirmations. Now, how many of you, same thing? All of you have read about affirmations. All of you know the power of affirmations. Now, let me just make it this very, very blasé for you guys. If you do not know the power of affirmations, you do not know the power of miracles. Let me say that again. Affirmations are miracles. Affirmations lead to miracles. Now, most of you don't know what miracles are, but let me assure you this: what you think, which is what you speak. So every time you speak affirmations, do it twice a day or 3 times a day. Now we have a lot of time, so do it 3 times a day, if not 5 times a day. So you have a list of 5 to 10 affirmations. I usually say 5 affirmations on a constant basis. I have a couple of SAMAs who have set alarms on their phone, and who say their affirmations every hour to 2 hours, 5 to 10. It takes not more than 1 or 2 minutes. 60 seconds, guys. 60 seconds to say affirmations. What's the power of affirmations? The more you say something, I promise you, you will attract that in your life. You just got to believe in what you say, though, right? It's not just a matter of saying it. You got to believe in what you say. So say it with heart. Say it with soul. Say it out loud if you need to, right? So would you guys like to know what the affirmations I say every day? The 5 affirmations. Would you like me to share that with you? All right, cool. Okay, my first affirmation, right? My body is healthy, my mind is brilliant, my soul is tranquil. Three things I said. So, first affirmation, my body is healthy, my mind is brilliant, and my soul is tranquil. That's the first affirmation I say. I say about 5 affirmations, right? And I say it very quickly. My body is healthy, my mind is brilliant, my soul is tranquil, and I put energy in that. And every time it takes me 60 seconds to say this. The second affirmation I say is, I believe I can do anything. 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 And I say that. I say it. I say it so much that my subconscious in challenging times finds or makes me resourceful because I believe I can do anything. So I keep saying that. Okay. The third one is that I am the architect of my life. I am the architect of my life. I design my destiny. I pretty much design my destiny. Why do I say that? I need you guys to understand that. Why do I say that? That's because I hold myself responsible. Everything, anything that happens to me around me, I hold myself responsible because I know that I have the ability to respond. I have the ability to learn from whatever is happening around me. So I am the architect of my life, even when I'm failing. I'm the architect of my life. I design my destiny. So this is my third affirmation. My fourth affirmation is that I see all challenges in my life as opportunities or growth. I see all challenges in my life as an opportunity for growth. If you want to write that down, right? I see all challenges in my life as an opportunity for growth. Think about that for a second. I've been saying that for years. You guys understand how resourceful it's made me in these times? That these are challenging times, right? I'm seeing it as an opportunity for growth. I'm not seeing it as an opportunity to crumble. I'm seeing it as an opportunity for growing. So powerful, guys. 80% is mindset, 20% is mechanics. You guys need to understand this. So powerful. You know, time to be reborn, time to keep the ego, kick your ego away, time to not listen to other people's opinion, but staying true to yourself, trying to have these rituals and routines. And we are speaking about currently the rituals and routines of Samas. Uh, uh, we spoke about silence. We spoke about affirmations, right? Um, and the next one I want to talk about is M, which is manifestation, which stands for visualizations. Um, this is a very powerful exercise, and there are a lot of ways you can learn how to visualize. You may want to YouTube videos or read a book on visualization. But let me give you a quick synopsis on that. This is the way you start thinking about how you want to design your future. You actually, when you think about the future you're living in, you got to experience it as it's real in your mind. You got to see the people around you. You got to feel it. You got to touch it. You got to sense it. You got to smell it. Visualization involves your 5 senses. You don't just think about it. You got to actually live it in your mind. You got to live it in your mind, right? Sorry, I missed out on the fifth affirmation. My fifth affirmation is I can achieve greatness. Sorry, guys, I can achieve greatness. That was my fifth one. I can achieve greatness. Very simple one, but I keep repeating that. I can achieve greatness. I can achieve greatness. All right. And that my whole philosophy, as most of you know, is going from good to great. I don't believe in being average. I don't believe in being good. I believe in greatness. So it's always reminding me in anything I do, I'm asking myself, Is this the great version of Kinar would be doing it this way? The great version of Kinar, would it be doing that way? So I'm asking myself. So always how I can achieve greatness. I keep on saying that to myself. I can achieve greatness. So coming back to the M, silence, S for silence, A for affirmations, M for manifestation, which is visualizations. I spoke to you about that. And you guys need to do that. So how much minutes do I spend on this? Oh my God, this is huge. I spend a minimum of, I don't know, 20 minutes to half an hour in these times. Of course, not on everyday life. Every day I spend about 5 minutes on this to 10 minutes. But now I spend about 20 minutes to half an hour just thinking, like living my life in the future the way I want it to. I literally put all my senses in. So that's visualization. The next one is another E, exercise. Oh my God, now I don't need to speak about that. Most of you are already exercising. Everyone's encouraging on social media to exercise. Personally, what I'm doing only is right now a lot of stretches in the morning, but I'm walking for a minimum of, I'm trying to achieve those 10,000 steps. So that's my new thing nowadays. I'm like literally clocking, trying to achieve 10,000 steps every single day. So I do a little bit of running, a little bit of jogging on that, and then just basic push-ups, press-ups, and all that kind of thing. Whatever I can do a little bit at home. I'm not very huge in exercise, but I'm so much better now staying at home. So I'm not going to be talking too much on it. I'm not the expert on it, but my point to you is that all of you can spend a minimum hour, if not hour and a half, on your self moving, exercising, right? We all know healthy body, healthy mind, healthy soul, high performance. We all know that, all right? So this is the time to, like a lot of you didn't have time to work out. A lot of you have been procrastinating during your normal lives. You've been working so hard in your dental practices that you've forgotten how to exercise, or you haven't done much of it. This is the time. Make use of this. Make use. This is the time to shape you up. So the first point we said was showing up. This is shaping you up, right? So shape up, guys, right? Shape up, right? So exercise. The R, so SMAMER. The R stands for reading. Leaders are readers. The more you learn, the more you earn. It's very simple, very simple. Now, let me tell you a bit about this. I would say that most of the success I've achieved in my life is because I've learned. And there are only two ways to learn in life. One is what we call your experience, and the other one is called borrowed experience, right? Your experience is you go out and do something and you learn from that experience. Borrowed experience is that you learn from other people's experience. And how do you learn from other people's experience? Go read books, go watch YouTube videos, go listen to podcasts, listen, read. You have to read, right? Um, my daily habit in life is to read for minimum 90 minutes every single day. In these COVID times, challenging times, I don't like challenging times, growing times. These are the growing times. I'm reading not less than 3 hours. 3 hours every day. This is why I said the whole summers takes me a minimum 5 6 hours, 5 6 hours every day, and that is why I have a ritual and routine. Every end of every day, even in these periods, I feel a bit of fulfillment because I've spent at least 5 6 hours a day on me doing something. Right, 5 6 hours. The remaining time is spent with the kids and just a little bit of Netflix, and we all do side things on the side, right? But 5 6 hours you can spend on you, right? So R was for reading. The last S is scribing. Scribing, writing, scribing. We call it scribing, to scribe, right? What do you do in scribing? Write down, piece of pen, paper, or laptop, computer, or on your phones. Make notes. Start making notes, guys. This is the time you go into ideation, creation, creativity mode. You start writing down things. So spend at least 15 20 minutes every day writing things down, just thinking and writing things down. So by the way, anyway, guys, what rituals and routines have you created in your life? I quickly wanted to share this formula of what I call SAMers. Are we all happy with that, guys? Are we all cool with that? Uber Eats, yeah. Who is doing the cooking? I do a little bit. Otherwise, it's the missus and the kids are getting involved as well. I think they're planning to bake something as well later on today. Not sure. Uh, okay, here we go, guys. The next point. I want to quickly move on to these points. How do you artistically express yourself? That's point number 5. Tell me, guys, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing right now to artistically express yourself? All of you have been promising yourselves that you want to learn or get into your hobby, something you love doing, painting, cooking, I don't know, knitting, crafting. What are you guys doing? Can you singing? Wow, I love it. Jennifer's singing. Isn't that awesome? Charcoal drawing. Wow, I love that. Clay modeling. Clay modeling. It's on my thing as well. Clay modeling, singing, and guitar. I'm playing the keyboard as well. I play the keyboard quite a bit. Um, Cooking, singing, painting, singing, gardening. Oh my God, you're doing gardening as well. Look at the answers, guys. I love sharing this. Okay, so anyone's doing some form of an exotic creativity or artistically expressing yourself. This is something where you are building. Guess what my intention is to learn this weekend. I'm going to try, right? I want to try juggle. Has anyone tried juggling? I want to try juggle, right? So I'm going to start with 2 rocks or pebbles, and then I'm going to move to 3. So I want to try juggling. Pole dancing. I love it. Right. Exotic like pole dancing. Yeah, some of you need to get into pole dancing, right? Even men, I think, right? I don't know. Zumba. Running marathons. Love it. Running marathons, cleaning the house. Dinesh is an awesome singer as well. Love it, Dinesh. Maybe you should share one of your tunes with all the group. So, guys, artistically, hang on, let me just quickly tell you why is this important for your mind, your curiosity and creativity. Your curiosity and creativity needs to be explored or maximized. This is the time you have it in your hands, guys. So use it. Get back in touch with your true self and what you love to do, right? So your mind is strengthened by becoming more curious and becoming more creatively. So you need to artistically express yourself. So it's a quick point. I just want you to note that down, that 1 or 2 things you've always wanted to do. You've always promised yourself, right, that you're going to be doing it, but you haven't got around to do it. So take this webinar as when we're talking about the mindset, just to maybe explore and write down things that you really want to achieve in life and you want to execute, right? Instead of complaining and criticizing and moaning about the times. This is a time that it's growing. We're growing, guys. All right. So learn French. By the way, yeah. By the way, that's another thing. I've committed to learning Mandarin. So I'm making a decision between Cantonese and Mandarin. So one of the language I want to learn a language as well. So we spoke about to another Zoom group I was having a meeting with, but this is a language is a great thing to learn at this time as well, right? So be curious, be creative. And by the way, just on a side note, you may also discover in this process your other purpose in life. One of the questions I get asked is, Kina, what is my purpose in life? I said, you can only truly understand what your purpose in life is when you start doing different things. It could be public speaking. It could be investing yourself in, I don't know, pottery, painting, dancing, singing, whatever you want. But your purpose can be discovered when you start becoming more creative and curious with yourself. So as you artistically express yourself, you will start understanding or maybe realizing that you have another purpose in life. Take that note down. Most of you wonder, what's my purpose in life? This is the time you may actually figure out what's your other purpose. One purpose may be to be a dentist. One purpose may be to open dental practices, but you may want another purpose in life, and this is the time that you may experience that. Okay, so I hope you truly take that point away. Guys, I want to take and move on to point number 6, which is how wide is your mind open? How wide is your mind open? Now, interesting question. I speak about this in once again in the seminars, and I speak about that if you have a parachute, right, and you have a parachute and you're landing, the parachute has to be on a canopy. What happens if the parachute becomes flat? You will drop down flat, right? So the point I want to make is that a lot of us have been taught that keep your mind open, keep your mind open, keep your mind open, right? And I actually started this webinar by saying that, guys, what I want from you guys, and all I want from you guys, is just keep your mind open. Some things you'll agree, some things you'll disagree, but this is I'm expressing my opinions, I'm expressing my experience. All I want you to do is keep your mind open. But how wide is your mind open? The point I'm trying to make here, guys, is that who are you listening to? There are so many of you who are getting confused, listening to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, right? You're listening to that source. I mean, even just talk about this COVID-19 crisis. You're going and looking at conspiracy theories and that theory and what that news channel is saying and that news channel is saying, and you're just confusing yourselves, right? You're listening to too many people, you're listening to too many resources. Same thing happens in your success. Who are you truly listening to, right? So what I'm going to advise you on this point, and moving on as you reborn yourself, resurrect yourself, right? I want you to take away that point that maybe it's time that you select who you listen to, right? Even in our industry, there's some great people out there, right? So choose who you're listening to, right? Who is advising you on business? Who is advising you and informing you on the strategies you need to implement? Who is advising you on the mindset you need to have? Who is advising you on the way you can become successful, right? Keep your mind open, but not wide open. And that was the point I was trying to make in this number 6. I hope it's a very clear point for you guys to literally mark down that point that, hey, I need to figure out who I'm going to listen to, because there are times in my life where I've been living in my life where I've been just listening to too many people, and either I don't take any action or I just get confused, right? And a lot of you, and this happens to a lot of you guys. So how wide is your mind open? Be careful of that, guys. All right, the last point for mindset, guys, which is potent panic versus patient progress, right? Potent panic versus patient progress. What does that point mean? A lot of this panic time in the last 3-4 weeks has made a lot of you very potent. You become toxic from the inside. You become potent with your mind, right? So understand this, that reflect quickly in the last 3-4 weeks, right? What has these times really meant to you? Are you thinking about, or do you catch yourself going in a panic mode more often, or do you catch yourself going into a progress mode more often? Very simple question: panic mode or a progress mode, right? And I quickly wanted to bring this as a last point as I end this mindset subject. As you are reborn, and as you are reborn this weekend, as you are reborn after this webinar, as you feel yourself that you're rejuvenating, re-ideation, becoming novelty again, just resurrecting yourself, bottom line, right? I want you guys to think about progress, but I also want you to take note of that word patient. You got to be patient, guys. Everyone was panicking in the last 3-4 weeks. You could see that. Okay, what's happening? What's happening? This. Okay, what level are we on? What are we allowed to do? What are we allowed to do? What are we not allowed to do? Okay, what's the stimulus? What's the second week? Okay, what's the stimulus? What's happening with our team members? Job seekers, this, that. You got to process the issue. You got to be wise. You got to process the issue, right? You got to take step back. You got to be patient. You got to be focused on progress. So process the issue with a little bit of silence, with a little bit of intelligence. Stop panicking, because what happens is that on social media, you see everyone panicking, you start panicking. Maybe now is the time to stop panicking, guys. We are in the 3rd or 4th week of this challenging times. There's another, 4 to 8 weeks to go, minimum, I think. How about we keep on focusing on progress and not panic? Things are going to be tough. We are going to come up with solutions. We're going to manage ourselves. We're going to make sure that everything works around, because it's not the end, right? It's not the end. So on that note, guys, I wanted to end the subject of mindset and just take maybe 1 or 2 questions very quickly while I just take a little bit of a break. Are you guys feeling this? Was this useful to you guys? At least give me some feedback. I think there's a little bit of a lag or a delay in this webinar. I'm also grateful that you guys could hear it. And 7 quick points. Maybe take a picture of this on the mindset, on the topic of mindset. And I really, really encourage you guys to take some time out, because you guys have plenty of time. Take time out by yourselves, right? It is very important to spend time with you. Very important to spend time with yourself. Okay, so take this time away, take these 7 points away, and go and be reborn. Reborn with new beliefs, reborn with the best version of yourself, reborn into thinking and knowing that 80% of your mind, sorry, 80% of your success will be because of your mindset. And now we want to bring in to the next topic, which is mechanics, right? Oh, thanks, David. Yeah, guys. So anyway, energy back up, show up, right? Let's move on to mechanics. Mechanics is all about strategy, guys. Now this is where I want to get nitty gritty with some of the tips and tricks you can take away to actually things you can work on, actually things and action steps you can work on, so you step up and stand out when we all go back into normality, right? Thank you, everyone. Thank you for those lovely comments. But okay, I'm gonna get back here, right? Back to my focus, back into my train of thoughts. Now I'm gonna share with you literally tips and tricks. This is for all dentists, all dental practice owners. How you can go back into literally being, like I said, stepping out, standing out, becoming the best. So when we hit normality and everything comes back to normal, right? You guys are accelerating, not on a slow pace, but accelerating in your success, in your growth, with your teams, with your practices, with yourselves, right? So mechanics. I love that quote where I've put it up there. Doors of opportunity are there for those who continually knock. Isn't it interesting that a lot of us have found ourselves in times where we are knocking, right? We knock for an opportunity and then we give up. Stop giving up. Time to keep knocking, because some doors will open, some doors won't open for you, because doors of opportunity are there for who continuously knock, right, guys? So I really want you guys to understand that. So let's get straight into this topic, which is I want you guys to get the perspective and the knowledge and the tips and tricks of what you need to do. I'm going to be sharing 14 with you. 14. I feel these 14 are not limited. There are a few more, but I want to share these 14 with you because these 14s are something you can work on within the next 2 to 3 to 4 weeks. And you can literally come up with your game, what I call A game, when you come back with your A game, right? All right, first one, it's communication skills. Oh my God, what do I say about this? In my entire life, when I've been coaching and when I've been mentoring, I've been saying this. The number one skill for success, right? And success means not just revenue or money. Success means achieving fulfillment in life, maximizing our potential, making sure that we become the best version of ourselves, and making sure along that path we are helping other people growing as well. So sowing seeds for others. My definition of success pretty much is that. Remember, money is a byproduct. We'll talk about money a bit later on. But success is becoming the best version of yourself, keeping on growing, keeping on evolving, keeping on transforming, and helping other people in that process. So it's not just about you, right? So my point number one is I've been always saying that the number one skill required for success to influence, inspire, and impact other people in your lives is communication skills. Number one skill, even as a dentist, your number one skill you need to have is communication skills. You could have the best clinical skills, yet in this world, in the times we are living, you could not be successful in your businesses if you don't have awesome or have mastered communication skills, right? Now, here's the thing I really wanted to share with you guys, right? all these years I've been teaching how to convert cases, mainly medium to high-end cases, right? Um, Mainly medium to high-end cases, which is not the basic way, consults we have where people are in pain or broken teeth, or all that kind of stuff. But how to convert veneers, clear aligners, full mouth recons, orthodontic treatments, braces, like the bigger treatments, how medium to high-end treatment, right? Because those are what we call difficult to convert or difficult to um, get case acceptance compared to the easier ones. So all this time I've been telling people that you need to level your A game up. But guess what we are going into? Everyone knows that financial crisis that has hit hard everywhere. People have lost a lot of jobs. People have lost a lot of money, right? So there will be a lot of routine dentistry, general dentistry coming up. Yet this is now also going to be difficult to convert because people will be very conscious about spending money. So if your communication skills and influencing and inspiring skills are not amazing, you will find in this moment in time, when you go back, you will start losing a lot of patients, or you will stop converting more new patients. So I really want you to understand this, that, and which is why I've put it as point number one. This is the time that you go and learn more communication skills. By the way, there are three communication skills. Communication is three parts, what we call visual, verbal, and vocal. Visual means body language, vocal means how you speak and your tone you use, and verbal means your language, the language patterns, the way you use your language. Most of you don't use your body language more effectively, the way you use postures, gestures, expressions, the way you do mirroring, matching. There's so much I teach in my seminars, but my point I'm trying to make right now is, even if you cannot attend any seminars right now, you can read, you can go and learn these things as much as you can for the time being. So those of you who have attended NLP courses, those of you who have attended my communication courses, get those books out, rub the cobwebs off, and start learning communication skills. OMG, this is going to be a game changer. And if you're not like up to your game in your communication skills, I promise you, you will be affected. By the way, communication skills are not just to your patients, but also to your team members. Remember, when everything starts getting a bit back to normal, maybe in a month or two or three, there is a way you're going to be speaking to your team members as a leader. And you need to understand empathy. You need to understand nonverbal communication, which is body language. You need to understand conflict resolution. You need to understand how to lead them when their energy and their aura is down. Communication will help you with this. Does everyone agree with this? Can I get your view on this? Like, does this like really impact how you're thinking right now as you are listening to this? Love it. So communication skills. Um, so that's one thing. Okay. So I just wanted to bring that as number one, and I can see all of you are pretty much agreeing with this. Communication skills are, and by the way, I don't know if there's a time when you can ever attend a seminar I run on communication skills or case conversion, like do it. You have no idea how the game is going to be changing as we go back, because I need you to understand and foresee the future. I want you to become futuristic and see that times are going to be tough. So the old you will not work. You got to be reborn into your communication skills. So I keep on using this word reborn, 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 because I really is the message for today. You got to be reborn into your renew self, right? So communication, 100%. Let's point number two, website audit. Hey guys, let's be very clear on your websites. This is a big chapter. We talk about marketing. I just want to talk about a few things in marketing. But this is the perfect time. How like I help a lot of people with websites, but there's something I help people also audit their websites. But there's something I mean, this is something you can do yourselves. Just go to your website and ask yourself two questions. Number one, do I like the look of my website? If I was a consumer, if I was a patient and I came on my own website, how do I like the look of my website? Is it inviting? Is it nice? Is it what I want to project myself as? Is it what I want to project my brand as? Is it what I want to project my company as? Is it what I want to project my team, my technology as? Ask that one question. How am I as a patient coming to my own website? And how do I look like the look of it? So look, visual is very important. 70% of the population is predominantly visual, means they make judgments and decisions on what they see. Did you understand that statistics, guys? Super important to understand this, right? 70%. So this is the time that you can go and have a look at just how you feel as a patient, right? Or if you don't want, the better way is for you not to go, because you're judgmental, right? Ask your friends, because everyone's free now. Hey, mate, listen, I need 5 minutes of your time. Can you literally go to my website as a patient, and can you tell me, I don't want any opinions on my text or anything, but just give me an opinion on what you think my website looks like. Give me an opinion. It's like almost like when you're inviting people to your home, isn't it? Remember, your website is your internet home, right? You guys spend a lot of money designing your lounges, your sofas, and your cutlery, and I don't know, what is it, noritake dishes, and shit, I knew that word, right? All this kind of stuff, right? But how much money have you spent on designing your internet home? Do you know that you get more guests on your website than more guests at your home? Right now, you're not getting any guests. We all on isolation, right? But there are people still going on your website. There's still people checking you out. So how is your website? Is it good? Is it average? Is it good? Or is it great? I don't settle for anything apart from great, guys, because you promised yourself you can achieve greatness, you aim for greatness. So this is the time, maybe, if anyone wants an idea or opinion on this, on their website, do message me later. Not that I can see if I can help, but I won't promise anything. But like right now, need to get websites ready. I'm helping quite a few people right now with their websites, because this is the time to get them ready, so that when you're reborn, your whole marketing, which is your website, your website is your mothership, where when you do social media, comes to your website. When you SEO, comes to your website. When you do AdWords, it comes to your website. Your website is the mothership, and your mothership needs to look magnificent, right? So the first part was the look and feel of it. The second question you need to ask about your website is that if I go on my whitening page, if I go on my implant page, if I go on my cosmetic veneer page, as a patient, not as you, as a patient, do I feel that I want to call these guys? Because guess what, guys? The only or the biggest purpose of your website is to get the phone ringing. Period. Yes, information is one thing. Imagine a patient comes to your website just for information and then pisses off to the next website. You've lost the game. You do understand that. So this is the time I need you to quickly reflect on that. How many patients am I possibly losing coming on my website, right? And maybe my pages, implant pages, veneer pages, whitening pages, general dentist pages, kids pages, orthodontic pages are not influencing enough for them to pick up the phone and ring. All of us do understand the general population of public don't just wake up one day and start Googling dentist or researching dentist, right? Generally, dental service people come for pain or pleasure. Pain to get something fixed or get out of pain, pleasure to improve the smile, improve the look, and all that kind of stuff, improve the chewing capacity. So it's only pain or pleasure. So when only something is affecting them or they want to seek pleasure with their smiles, they come to dentists or they seek help. You guys need to understand the psychology of your consumers. And when they come to your website, is it looking amazing and magnificent? And are your pages influencing enough? These are the two questions I want you to write down. And I want you to go and do a little bit of analysis of your own website. May involve your friends in giving you some, not advice, but opinion, not advice. Your friends are not experts, right? But your opinion. And if you really want to know more about creating great websites, do ping me, do message me later on, and I may be able to help you with that. So I call this the point website audit. I hope that was useful for all of you, right? Number 3, blogs. Guys, blogs, right? Let me tell you, I'm pretty sure that you guys know what blogs are. Now, this is the time to get your blogs ready. Now, one of the part of marketing is, let me tell you this, all of you have got a database. You've got a database existing, right? Some of you have got 2,000, 3,000, some of you have 5,000, 10,000 database. How often are you keeping in touch with them? One of the ways to keep in touch with them is to send them regular blogs. How regular? Once a month. You got to send a blog once a month. So in my opinion, which is my opinion as a coach, 6 blogs you have to get ready. 6 blogs. And you have, so you in January, February, March, or whatever month you choose, you send 6 blogs every month, and then repeat that cycle the next 6 months. So this is where your patients are getting informed about blogs. Now, blogs are not the only thing for your existing patients. You can market them on your website as well. You can also use them as lead generations, means you can get more data for different patients. This is the perfect time to get your blogs ready, guys, right? So 6 blogs, maybe one on implant, one on cosmetic, one on orthodontics, maybe one on technology, maybe one on general dentistry, maybe one on, I don't know, just whatever you want. The 6 blogs. Now, I don't know how many of you know what a true blog is. A blog is a piece of information about this long, 1 A4, maximum 2 A4 side, but I would say about an A4 size of information you give for your patients, existing or new patients, to read. You need to influence them or be something what we call front of mind. The reason you do blogs on a regular basis is that you're constantly getting in front of your patient's mind that you exist, you exist, you exist. And at some point when they want to seek that treatment, or you make them alert about that treatment or technology, they start calling you. So what is the thing you need to know about blogs? Blogs have to be influencing. You cannot just take copy from your website and put it in there. Your blogs need to say, why should they choose you? What technology do you have? Why are you unique? What's so different about you? What are the other services you can do? How can you make it better, convenient, easy for them? These are the things you need to put in a blog, only about this much long. So for today, I am going to offer anyone, this is something I'm very passionate about, because I truly believe that everyone needs to get the blogs ready. If you want my IT team to have a 15-20 minute free consult with you about blogs about you and your brand, and by the way, blogs are different for everyone. You cannot copy someone else's blog because it needs to apply to you, how you are unique. If you want to get help in that, if you want to book a free consultation with one of my team members to discuss blogs and the benefits of the blogs and custom design blogs for you, feel free to get in touch with you. Mia will put the link later on, or we'll show you the link later on. It's the free consult, but you need to spend 15-20 minutes of your time with my team members. But that is for blogs. I want to move on to the next subject, which is social media hacks. Now, this is important, guys. Social media hacks. Social media hacks. What do we mean by social media hacks? All of you are pretty much on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn mainly, and anything you want to be on. There's Twitter and everything else, but the three most powerful platforms you will ever hear are Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, right? Now, let me tell you this. A lot of you have been planning to get your social media game up, right? And either haven't had time, or you haven't had the resources to do it. So the question I want to ask you is that this is the perfect time to do 3 things. So write this down, 3 things. Number one, I'm assuming everyone has got all these 3 platforms, right? So Instagram, Facebook, and social and LinkedIn. The first thing you need to do is go and update your bio in all these 3 platforms. So update who you are. So if you go to your dental practice webpage, go to the description and put something unique in there, not something as blasé as, yeah, we are a dentist in this suburb and we are open from 8 to 6. No, maybe put one of your belief systems and saying that we believe in giving the best service out there, second to none, or something that represents a bit of unique thing about you. So this is the time that you go into your platforms, social media platforms, and upgrade your bio. Okay, that's point number one. Point number two is that this is the time you start making videos, because every Tom, Dick, and Harry is watching videos. So, as dentists, as healthcare professionals, as dental practice owners, what can you do to make these videos? So, let me give you a few tips, right? One or two or three things you can do videos. Number one, make videos on just hygiene. How can you keep your hygiene great at these times? We all know that at this moments in time, that there are a lot of people who is munching a lot. I don't know, we experience a lot of caries come moving forward. A lot of people staying home, a lot of people opening the fridge like 20, 30 times a day, munching, etc. So this is the time maybe you can educate them on that. Educate that, be careful about what you eat, eat the right foods. And these videos, make them only for about 60 seconds. So you can Instagram it as well, very fast. Don't Basically what I'm trying to say is don't make them more than 1 or 2 minutes, because no one nowadays wants to give you that much attention. So 60 to 120 minutes, very quick video, make it entertaining, but make them about how to keep the hygiene clean, how to clean between implants, how to overdentures, what do you do if you have all on 4, all on 6, how to keep them clean. But this is the time you can send out and make videos, what to eat right, how to be careful on what foods you consume, what drinks you consume in these moments in time. It will be nice for your public to get that message from you as an authority in your practice, as an authority in your industry. So I hope that that's a great point for you guys. Just make videos on literally hygiene and how to remain optimal with their food and their diet and their beverages. This is the great time to remind them that in these times it could be challenging, but not to forget and to be aware mentally about these things, right? The other thing you can make a video is about literally just what we call emotional videos. Emotional videos basically means that make a video saying something about you, that how you're missing doing dentistry, how you are missing seeing your patients, how you're missing working as a team, how you're missing serving the community, how you've been operating for the last 1, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 years of your life. You've built something for the community. You are obsessed. You are involved every day of your life, every week of your life into building this. You've got sweat equity in this, and maybe make it an emotional video about just like you miss seeing patients, because you know what, your patients want to see the true you, the authentic you. And this is the time to make just a short video, 1 or 2 or 3 short videos, and saying that, hey guys, just wanted to remind you that yes, we are only open for emergencies, but I just wanted to share that we miss you guys seeing our patients. We miss operating. This is a skill we have been trained and learning for years, and just be raw and authentic. That's all I'm asking you guys to do. So I hope you guys can do the short videos like that. It's not difficult to do them, but just try to make it emotional, try to keep it short, 60 seconds to 120 seconds. And that's it, okay? So simple videos. Guys, you don't need help from anyone for these videos. You can grab an iPhone and just get it done. Maybe practice it 1 or 2 shoots, and you don't have to do it live. You can record it as well, right? With a good phone. I want you guys to understand. I also want you to limit your expenses to the right things, or spend in the right wise way. I wouldn't advise you to spend money on, like, this is authentic raw videos with your phone, with your iPads, with your laptops, and make a video simple and post it. And engage. The word is engage with your patients in these moment in times. So the first point was educate them into hygiene, food, beverages, diet. Second one is engage with them, which is make short videos about everything in place, right? Um, and the third thing I wanted to share with you regarding social media is that make your future social media calendar ready. This is the time to make your social media ready for the entire year. I need all of you plan till December 2020 what you're going to be posting 2 to 3 times a week, right? What is it that you're going to be posting 2 to 3 times a week? Now, at some point, I will show you. Would you guys like me to share the social media tips on what you can write on? Right, this is something you can do yourselves, guys. Right, it's easy. You can plan it. You can do it with your teams. If your teams are already part employed or whatever your employment structure is right now, get them to maybe do some work, right? So makes the social. But my third point was get your social media ready. It's very simple, and I will share some tips after this. Okay, so guys, are we doing all good? Are we enjoying this? A few things quickly. Is it giving you food for thought on what you need to be working on right now? I hope, yeah. I spoke about website, blogs, and social media. This talks about the marketing. Basically, we will all need much more new patients as we get out of these challenging times. And the people who will win to getting more of those new patients are the people who will get their websites looking great and influencing and inspiring, will get their blogs ready and communicate with even blogs with their patients now, right, within the next month or so, and get their social media, everything ready, right? Or everything to do with social media. So enjoy this process of getting your marketing ready. You may have to spend a little bit here and there, but use your money in the right way. Because guess what? Some of these things you already had to get done 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, and you haven't got around to it. So this is the time, whatever you do, get it to a great level. Don't settle for average. Get it to a great level, because once it's done, it's done. Once it's done, you're setting your standards up, right? So raise your standards in this. Point number 5, guys, amp up your customer service. Goes without saying. Goes without saying. I quickly wanted to share 2 points with you right now on customer service. The first point was, many of you might have already done this, but we all know that in challenging times, the people who are really, in terms of age, who are affected is the elderly, which is 60 plus or whatever that age is, 60 to 80. How many of you have patients between that age? What I would like you to do actually is print out a list or get a list of everyone over that age, over the age of 60 to 80, and give them a call, give them a phone call. And what you say on that phone call is that, of course, who you are, where you're calling from. But what you want to say to them is that, Mrs. Jones, is there anything you need at this moment in time? Is there anywhere else I can help you? I have got limited resources, but I just wanted to make a phone call and ask you if there's anywhere or anything you need in this moment of time. And maybe take this time that if anyone, like most people will likely say no, that they have other family members looking after them and blah, blah, blah. But it's just a nice gesture to do at this moment in time. And if you do get 1 or 2 or 3 people who need help, maybe they need some few groceries or they need a few things. Imagine that level of customer service, guys. That's an experience they will never forget in their life. This is something that no one does, right? And this is something I'm inviting you all to do this, especially your aged patients from over the age of 60 to all the way to whatever age, right? So give them a call, and it's not about asking how they are, right? This is not about asking how they're, this is about what can I do for you? Do you need anything? And in my limited resources, I want to see if I can help you in any way. I hope that point is amazing. So that was point number 1. Point number 2 is that when you go back into normality, I don't know when it goes from level 3 to level 2, whenever, normality, whatever that normality is, no one knows what normality is, but when you go back into there, literally the number 1 thing that people will choose you is because of your customer service, basically how you make them feel. So you need to understand that every one of you, including you and your team members, your customer experience has to be a level high. Now, I speak about subject seminars, but most of you know what to do, right? Like greet them well, just make sure that they're comfortable, make things easier for them, convenient for them, whatever it takes, right? Just make their customer experience to the next level. This is not the time to go back how you were. This is not time to go back. This is the time that you go into your you go back to your practices and amp up your customer service. This is the time you just literally have a meeting with your team right now. What are the 5 things we can do? What are the 5 things we can do going back, make it better for our customer experience? What are the 5 things we can do? I hope that's good, guys. And I will leave that 5 message to you for you to put in place. Number 6, payment plans in place, guys. All of you know payment plans are super, super important. They were super, super important, but they're going to be much, much more important moving forward, right? So payment plans, do every one of you have got your payment plans in place? Do every one of you who's the best to do payment plans? All of us are also recognized in these times which are good ones, which are not. Like one of the, I personally prefer that if I'm signing anyone for payment plans, I get the revenue up front. I don't like getting this trickle effect over months, right? Because one of the things that crisis has taught me in this is that we need cash flow. So I'm learning from the experiences. So everything you do, guys, make sure your payment plan's in place. It's just a point to you to go and think about making sure, write this down, that if your payment plans are not in place, if your team members don't know how to bring up payment plans, also they need to know how to bring up payment plans when you're doing treatment coordination. So there are quite a few payment plans. You guys want to jot down what payment plans you guys use? I use My Smile quite a bit. My Smile. What are the other ones, guys? Type them down. I'm just going mind blank right now. But yeah, my entire scheme is ready. And the most important thing, like I said, I shared with you guys, is that payment plans. Um, your team needs to bring it up. Your team needs to bring it up, because this is a golden nugget. When you move back into your normality, there are a lot of patients who will be shy of asking for a payment plan, because they're not used to it. You know that a lot of people are comfortable in their lives, but suddenly they're in a financial strain. Suddenly they're in a financial strain, but their ego or their comfort level of asking for a payment plan is not there, right? And so what they will do to you is will say no to the treatment, or will delay it with a bit of embarrassment inside. Do you guys understand that? Do you agree with that? So these are the times that your team needs to actually bring it up. Mrs. Jones, we also have payment plans which a lot of our patients take into place. Would you like me to discuss that with you? And that's how you say it. Um, Once again, Mrs. Jones, let's go over the treatment plan you have. And when you come to talk about the money, you say, Mrs. Jones, there are a couple of ways to pay for this. You can either pay by cash, credit, or Mrs. Jones, we also have payment plans in place. A lot of, and you validate by saying that there are a lot of patients of ours who take payment plans. Would you like me to talk about that? So I'm asking you guys to actively bring payment plans up when you go back into business. Okay, guys. So I hope that was a great point for you as well. All right, guys. The next point number 7, coffee table books. You guys have any coffee table books? Any one of you has got any junk books roaming around in your practice? Now is the time to dispose of. I'm very against that. Any Reader's Digest, National Geographic, Women's Weekly, Men's Fitness, I don't know what books you have, magazines you have, get rid of them. This, I constantly tell people that the maximum amount of time a patient should be spending in your front lounge should not be more than about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes. In that 10 minutes, spend that time to educate them. So make sure you have a TV. They're educating them via TV with procedures on them. You're also educating them via flyers. So get some custom flyers made. You're also getting banners made. Have any of you got banners made? And I'll talk about banners in a second. But you got to get banners made. And also coffee table books. Now, the coffee table books is something where you do before after pictures, right? So this is the time that you can get all this done now. You've got so much time in your hands. So get your coffee table, get your certificates. Every bloody CPD certificate you've done, make a color copy of them, put them in a folder, and put it out there in your coffee. This shows your authority and expertise and how much education you've done. This is the time. This is what we have in our practice already. So every time my patients are sitting in the lounge, they're running and looking at this even before they see me for a consult. So this is a great time to get your coffee table books into place, right? So any questions on that? I hope you guys got it. It's an easy thing to do. Go back and get your before after pictures and just get some great coffee table books already made, printed. They're not expensive. They're very reasonable to get them printed. Very reasonable to get them printed. All right, guys. I'm just trying to speed this up. How is everyone going? All good? All right, great, guys. Thank you for that. All right, I'm going to move on to the next one, guys. Ready for the next 7? Quick 7 ones. Let's move fast on this. Stand-up banners. I'll just show you an example a bit later on what a stand-up banner is. Stand-up banner is a big banner, right? A long banner. I think it's about 1.5 meters long or 2 meters long, right? Everyone knows what a banner is, but this is the time to design your banners. Banners is something where you're basically putting in your front lounge so that when your patients are sitting in the lounge, they can read these banners. So you're indirectly telling them about your services you provide. May it be implants, may it be clear aligners, may it be fillers, Botox, whatever it is, may it be on new technology you have, whatever it is, but banners. So write that down. This is the time to start thinking, what are the 2 to 3 banners I need to get designed and printed? Designed and printed, okay? I will show you an example just after this. Point number 9, respond to all your Google reviews. Guys, you've got Google reviews coming in. How many of you have not responded to them? Maybe this is the time to go back in time and start responding to them, right? Making them aware or reminding them that they had a fantastic. The reason people have written a review for you is because they had a great experience with you guys. So remind them that again, that hey, thank you for your review, and just make a comment or 2 or 3 lines and thank them for that. You know, and this is the time to go back and respond to all your Google reviews. A very, very direct tip. Number 10, branding strategies. Moving forward, a lot of you are not even branding yourself. There's 2 big things you need to brand. You brand yourselves as a dentist and as a practitioner, and brand your clinic or brand your practice. So the 2 things you need to be branding on. Again, social media plays a big role in this. And what we spoke about the social media before is part of also branding, right? Um, yeah, I don't know, David, about that, to be honest. I just threw a tip out there. I don't want to go into the details of APRA. If APRA is reviewing, yeah, we got to respect whatever they say. But this was just a point. So, quick one, branding strategies. Brand. Now, by the way, guys, branding is a big subject, right? And may I encourage everyone to read a branding book, right? A book on branding. You guys need to understand the subject of branding. Branding includes your website, branding includes your blogs, branding includes your social media, branding includes your technology, branding includes your logo, branding includes how you position yourself in front of the market. Branding also includes how are you serving in the community in different ways. Should it be charity? Should it be contribution? Branding also includes if you're warning, if you're winning any awards. Branding also includes you as a human being, you as an individual, right? Do not shy away as an individual in front of your practice. So branding is important to do this, right? So please take this time to learn more about branding strategies. Um, uh, Maybe I'll send an email about that. There are quite a few branding books out there, Namrita. So I will send an email on that. So branding. Number 11, isn't it a perfect time right now, guys, to explore your own strengths and weaknesses? There are so many people I have coached and mentored who have done something called the Gallup's Strengths. Mia, you want to write that down? Someone wants to write that down? Gallup's Strengths Assessment. Gallup Strengths Assessment, right? Go do it. This is the perfect time for you to introspect and find out what your true strengths are. And then from your true strengths, how can you polish those strengths so they become your talents? Remember, the word strength is very different than talent. So you got to make this your talents. So this is the time I'm advising everyone. It's a Gallup Strengths Assessment. You can also do something called an Enneagram, but do one or two of these. You've got this DISC profile as well. In my opinion, the best of the best of the best is the Gallup Strengths Assessment. By the way, that's also because I became a coach in that. When I found out that that was the best assessment, I wanted to make sure that I could coach people on that. But right now, this is not about my coaching. I don't have time to coach people on that. I just want you to go and explore it. Just go and do your own assessment. It will print out a report. You can read the report and you will learn a lot about yourself. So I'm asking you guys to do it in your own space, in your own comfort levels. It's a 30 to 40-minute assessment. Those who have already done it will already tell you how amazing this is. They will actually explore, you actually find out more about who you are and why do you think, feel, and behave the way you do. Because all human beings think, feel, and behave a certain way. So have you ever wondered that why do you think, feel, and behave very different than other people, right? This assessment will tell you why. This assessment will tell you why and what ticks you, what annoys you in life. Why do you sometimes get super happy while other times you get annoyed and distracted and disappointed? So do this assessment. It's a beautiful assessment. There's a direct link to that website. Whoever put that link, thank you for that. I would say do a full assessment. I don't know how much it is, $80 or $100, but it is worth spending money on your own self to know you own you, right? If time ever allows me in the future, I may coach on this, but for now, I don't have the time. I just want to kind of give you this piece of path and advice that go and learn more about you. And I trust me on this. This is an amazing assessment, right? The next one, guys, read and listen. We spoke about this. I spoke to you about this in the summits. How many of you are reading books? How many of you are reading right at this moment in time? How many of you are listening to audio? Minimum, guys, 2 hours a day, if not 3, right? Yes, I count this webinar as part of growing, evolving, and transforming, of course. I'm really hoping that you feel a bit different after this webinar. You walk away without or with a clear perspective, or at least feeling that you want to be reborn again if you're not already in that path right now as you speak, right? So when I tell you, yeah, $50 USD for the test. Yeah, guys, get it done. Read and listen. I personally spend 3 hours a day every single day nowadays. Sometimes I go up to 4 because I understand the value of it. I understand that, man, I've got this time right now, and what else apart from investing in myself and growing, right? So make it part of your routine and ritual, right? Every moment in the day doesn't need to be spent with the people in your house. It doesn't need to be spent. There are 4 or 5 hours a day you got to spend on you, right? So by the time you wake up by the time you sleep, you've got about 16 hours. 16 hours. Out of that, 5, 6 hours you can't spend on you. Like, ask that question to yourself. This is how you make rituals and routines. 5, 6 hours on you. Remaining 10 hours, you can do whatever you want. I mean, it's up to you, right? So it's a very logical way to think about this. 68 hours, I'm just assuming 7, 8 hours everyone sleeps, so 16 hours you're awake. So out of that, 5, 6 hours on you. Cool. So start reading a lot. Whatever you're reading, double it. Double it. Whatever, or whatever you're reading, also read, listen. So mix and match a bit. So I do quite a bit. Mine is about 60, 70% is reading, 30, 40% is listening. So that's my formula generally, okay? So I'm just encouraging everyone. This is mechanics. Now, let me tell you one thing. Why is this important in this segment of mechanics? I will promise you another thing. The more you read and the more you evolve and borrowed wisdom, we call this borrowed experience, right? Reading and listening to other people is borrowed experience. So you can only, 2 ways you can grow: from your experience or from borrowed experience. And the more you read, okay. Test, test, guys. Can you hear me?
No. No, it's gone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great, guys. So I'm just going to continue here, right? Okay, good. Okay, so guys, I just want to quickly talk about this reading and listening. And I was saying lastly that basically that people who are going to be well read in these times, and I'm not talking about necessarily the news. This is not what we're talking about. We're talking about growth. We're talking about knowing mechanics and knowing things about how to become the best version of yourself. So knowing yourself, read about becoming the best of you. Read about the strategies in your previous. Read my book, guys. Read my book. I mean, this is. We'll put a link later on. Right now, my link is down. I'm sorry. I'm putting the new version on. So I'm actually upgrading my version. So it'll be available on Kindle very soon. But read this and think about all the strategies I spoke about. But this is the time that people who are going to be well read and well listened to are definitely going to be much more prosperous and much more successful as you move forward. So understanding that you gotta read well, and this is the time you can overtake people. By the way, let me tell you one more very, very important point, which is this planetary pandemic has put a lot of the playing fields at a plateau or at a level. Let me repeat that. This planetary pandemic has put a lot of the playing fields at a plateau or back in the playing field. So everyone who is going to be on high performance mode, who's going to be well read, well researched, executing the things we are speaking about, will be much better off because so many people, I mean, there are people who are corporates have been crumbled. There are people with big practices who have been affected the most. So the bigger you are in terms of a practice or in terms of even big corporates, yes, you're more profitable over the long term. But when a crisis or a challenge comes right now, you dip into more losses. Everyone understands that, right? So this planetary pandemic has put the plateau or the level playing field at a level so any Tom, Dick, and Harry who is switched on into progress and not panic can accelerate their growth and their potential. Like, yes, like Reese says, it's like the race is starting all over again. Do you guys understand the power of that? I'm so excited about that, right? I'm so excited in so many areas of my life about this that I know for a fact there's so many opportunities going to come. So I'm working my ass off now. I'm doing my SAMAs. That like SAMAs is the whole thing. When we spoke about the SAMAs, and one of the part of the SAMAs is the reading and the listening, and the reading and the listening, you like 3-4 hours a day. So keep doing that, guys. Keep doing that. Okay. So um, I love that point, guys. I love that point. It has set the playing field. So people whose customer service will be higher, who's amping, people whose marketing has gone higher, people who are offering payment plans, people who are making things more convenient for people who are reading and more knowledgeable, people who are learning more things in life right now. You will step up and stand out much more than your colleagues. So as much as you guys thought competition was at a level high, this is now the new norm. Even those people who are really doing well have come down. So this is the time that you can build faster. Think of this as an opportunity to grow, accelerate, right? Do not spend your time in criticizing and complaining. Take your time to progress rapidly, right? And all I'm asking you guys to do is just out of the 16-hour waking hours, 16 waking hours, just 5 to 6 hours on you, including learning, health, all right, which leads to the last point, guys. Sorry, the second last point, upgrade your version, right? Apple comes with 2.0 and 3.0 and that, and iPhone's X and iPhone 10 and I don't know what the hell we are, I don't know, iPhone 11. Why do they upgrade it? Even iPhones and technologies are getting upgraded. You guys are getting scanners, you guys are getting this. Why are you not upgrading yourself? What's the last skill you've ever learned, right? I'm not talking about just a dental skill. Some of you are learning and polishing your dental skills, not physically, but by watching some online videos. That's not the only thing that's going to help you accelerate. What other skill do you? Maybe you need to learn a language. Maybe you need to learn about time management or energy management. Maybe you need to learn about leadership. Maybe you need to learn about marketing and social media. Maybe you need to learn about how you go and setting your practice to another level. I mean, there's so much you can do. Upgrade your version, upgrade who you are, upgrade your mind, upgrade your body, upgrade your spiritual sense, upgrade your soul. This is the time you can do it. Upgrade your version. And once again, it comes to what? Be reborn. This is the time to be reborn, time to resurrect into a new self. This is the time, right? So upgrade your version, guys. I cannot make it any more clear than that. I'm so excited, uh, not about this time, but I'm so excited of what the possibilities are going to be, right? I need you guys to get excited. I need you guys to think. When you start becoming creative and curious and spending your summers, you will definitely like get ideas in your mind of what's possible, what's not. I've given you so many tips you can work on today, but don't be those people who keep procrastinating and taking notes only. I need you to make a plan. I mean, I've given you some simple tips. Go do it. Your self-assessment on your Gallup strengths doesn't take more than 30, 40 minutes. Plan it, do it this weekend. Do not walk on the new week of Monday not knowing yourself. Spend 40 minutes just assessing yourself. That's one thing you can do. Take it. Look at your blogs, look at your marketing. If you want a free 15-minute, 20-minute assessment in the next week, I'll share a link again. Mia will share the link. Fill in it, and one of my team members will talk to you about it. Like, it's free. Just get it done, right? Think about your branding. Read a book on branding. Design stand-up banners. I'll show you a stand-up banner in a second, but think about this. These are the simple things you will do to stand up and step out. I don't know how many people in the dental industry have spoken about this, but I'm just hoping that these are the things that have come to my mind as I've been reflecting in the last 3 weeks, being quiet, and I'm just wanted to share this with you. So here we go. The last one, guys, number 14 is very important. Get ready for high performance, which literally means in the mechanics section, the reason I've put it here is that your energy levels will be more demanding when you go back. You know why? Two reasons. Number one, what happens in this kind of stay home periods of what I call staycation, right? In this staycation area, people get lazy, people get eat too much, right? People binge watch Netflix and Amazon Prime and all that kind of stuff. I don't care what you do as long as you're spending 5-6 hours on yourself doing the summers and evolving and growing. I don't care what else you do with the rest of the time, right? But what I'm trying to say is that this is the time that you got to have your energy levels up, and the only way you need to do that is what? Um, number one, what we're talking about, eat well, nutrition. Eat well, like make sure you're eating well. Do not fall into this habit of munchies and crisps and snacks and chocolates and all that kind of stuff. We are dentists. We recommend other people not to do it, yet we all do it, right? So it's kind of a lesson to ourselves. So, like, number one is that. Number two, drink plenty of water, right? Make green juices. Like, this is the time you've got time. Go make your own green juice. Put all the shit you can in there, right? Gut cleansing powder, that powder, like whatever you do. Like, that's the issue. Like, yeah, eating too much is not the problem, guys. You are the problem. Remember that. It's never the problem is never external. The problem is always internal, right? So you need to have a routine. So limit your meals. This is the time to train. One of the things I learned the other day is that you need to chew more. Chew more means two things I learned. Let me share this with you. Number one, when you now chew, because you've got time and you're chewing, triple the time or quadruple the time you chew, right? Just chew more. Like, when you take a bite, spend 2-3 minutes chewing on that bite, right? So it trains you not to eat too much. It actually trains you too much. And the second thing I learned last week, I was learning is that actually it was from one of the gurus I was watching, and he said, one meal a day, spend it by yourself. One meal a day. And the reason he said that was that so you can just be without a phone, without anyone disturbing you. You are actually sensory enjoying that food. You're actually eating with your hands or whatever it is. You're tasting it, you're indulging it, you're chewing it well, and you're just within yourself enjoying that experience. It actually increases your mindfulness, as I call it. So one meal a day, if you can, eat it by yourself. So these are the things of high performance. Get your energy, physical, mental, and spiritual energy, three energies, at a level high. Take your time. Again, these things are not difficult, guys. They're very straightforward things. The only difference is that some of you will do it and excel, some of you won't, and go back to your old lifestyle. Old lifestyle means the old you. I'm asking you to be reborn. Very simple that. Be reborn in these times, guys. Take this time to take all these 14 points I've just shared with you, and I hope that has really helped you even give a bit of reflective. And these are my 14 points I'm super working on. By the way, same thing, my brothers, we are working on our branding strategies at the moment. We're amping our marketing. We're doing everything I've just spoke to you about, right? So, um, guys, I hope there was a lot of value in there in terms of mechanics. I know I've gone way over time right now. I really need to speed this up. Um, I'm going to spend the next quick version on talking about money very quickly. Can I just get a bit of feedback from you guys? Are you okay? Are you happy with what's going on? White or red? I love it. I love my red wine, by the way. So yeah. And by the way, I'm not saying that not to drink, right? Uh, but don't make drinking your habit. That's what I'm saying. Just have a nice glass of wine, maybe one now and then. All right, guys. I'm just gonna thank you for that. Thank you for the feedback, guys. I'm gonna quickly move to the money side. Money. Let's talk about. By the way, guys, here's a quick picture of my banners. I'm gonna just put a few banners up there. You can guys see that this is my porcelain veneer banner, right? Uh, that's what a banners look like. It also says here actual cases by Dr. Shah. This is a very personalized banners. These statements here are influencing. So people are sitting in the lounge. I have another one here, soften your skin lines. I have another one on this side. Talk about implants. But I've got 3-4 banners in my practice. So these are what we call banners, right? So I'm influencing change your smile with porcelain veneers. So I'm telling them what kind of work we do, and it is in my practice, right? So this is what. Uh, Thank you, guys. Thank you for the feedback. This is what it is all about. I missed the flowers there, right? So anyway, these are my banners. Okay. The next thing I want to show you is, by the way, everyone wants to take a picture of this. It's the 50 social media content ideas you can do. I don't know how many of you are looking into the phone, but click your phone. But guys, you can do this yourselves, or you can do it with your team members. Okay. This is an example of coffee table books. I'm just showing you one of them right now, which is my advanced cases for the transformations I do before and after smiles. I designed this. I think it didn't cost me more than $200 or $250, right? But design this. This is something you can do, right? Every clinic out there needs to have a coffee table book, and you can see I don't have any Reader Digest, any National Geographic, any of the magazines out there. If I'm going to get my patients to spend 5, 10, 15 minutes in the lounge, I want to educate them, or I want to inspire and influencing them on how we are really good at what we do. And that's do you get professional? No, I take my own photos right now, guys. Everyone needs to learn. By the way, here's another tip. If you don't know how to take photos, this is the time to learn photography, right? This is the time you can practice on your kids and your partners on how to bring your camera on and get the retractors. I don't care what you do, right? But you're in isolation with them, practice your photography skills, right? So this is the perfect time to do it, right? And there you go. Another tip, maybe I should add that as well. Photography skill. It's part of the skills. These are the skills and how to upgrade your version. This is part of upgrading your version. If you don't know how to take photographs, perfect time for you to learn how to take photographs. This is just my case convert. I spoke about communication. Please, this is just something I teach at the later stage. I don't even know why this slide is in here, but I think this is regarding communication. I just wanted to bring that point out again. Remember, point number 1 was communication. You guys need to learn about inspiring, influencing, and impacting other people. For now, at least read some books. Those who have attended my seminars, dust the cobwebs off and go and learn that. All right, this is super, super important. And I'm just literally, this was our next seminar for a lot of people who are attending this. Over 150 people have registered for this, and we had to postpone this because of what's happening. But it's okay. It's coming. It's coming. If not in 2 months, 3 months, it's coming, because no one's going to stop us in progressing in life. So it's coming. This is, by the way, that's the website. It's just fill this form in if anyone wants to know more about blogs and blog creation and how to get unique influencing blogs ready for your 2020, pretty much, or the next financial year, ready for your next financial year if you want. Whatever it takes, Get your 6 blogs ready. If anyone wants help or any information on that, fill this form out. Guys, I want to quickly talk about money. With the first chapter means with wealth comes responsibility. I'm going to run this very quickly. I like talking about money. Sometimes money is a taboo subject in our industry, in life as well, right? Yet, we all know that the money is important more than ever. Everyone has realized it now. Suddenly, no one wanted to talk about money. No one wanted to talk about finances, or they use the word finances or prosperity or abundance and all these kind of words. But at the end of the day, everyone now agrees that money is important. Money allows us to do a lot of other stuff. Do we all agree on that? It's a taboo topic, but I want to talk about it because I believe that we should talk about it, and everyone needs to know the rules of money because, especially at this time, it has made us realize the value or the importance of money also. Yes, it has made us the value, importance of the family and the love and the what we have and what we get grateful for. But we also understand that we can be sometimes in a big crisis or big hurdles if we don't have the money. All right. So let me quickly speak about the money. Money is great, yet money comes responsibility. Almost a saying from Spider-Man, isn't it? With power comes responsibility. So with wealth comes responsibility. So what's the number one thing you need to know about money? And this is the most important lesson of money. Money is a byproduct of adding value to the marketplace. What does that mean? What does that really mean? Value to the marketplace. Basically, what that means is that you are not entitled to money. You're not entitled to money. You will own money is a byproduct of the value you add in the marketplace. For example, one of the things you guys have is a skill of dentistry. When you perform a skill and add value to the patient, then you deserve that money. Otherwise, without that skill, you are not entitled to that patient's or that customer or that client's money. So I need you to understand, if you guys want to make more, then you need to upgrade your skills, upgrade your versions, not just clinical skills and other procedures, which is important. All right. So maybe take this time to understand how can I grow more of my value, but also other skills, which is communication skills, business skills, and leadership skills. How can I grow more of that? Because money is a byproduct of adding value. By the way, you also need to think around this chapter is that how can I make my customer experience more? Because remember, what you are charging the patient, the client, is not just for the procedure. You're also charging for the client experience throughout your brand, throughout your practice. We all do know that, like, the cost of an implant from a factory is $5, $5. Yet the company charges us $200, $300, $400 for an implant. If you didn't know that, maybe you should know that, right? But the understanding that it's the value you created, right? So money is a byproduct of adding value to the marketplace. You need to make your services much faster. You need to make your services much better. You need to make your services more convenient. You need to have payment plans in place. We spoke about that. You need to have the right technology. I mean, like, think about it, right? We had scanners coming out. Back in the day, we used to do impressions. Now scanners, people are paying or coming to dentists who have got scanners because the dentists are marketing that they've got non messy impressions and they're having the scanners. So basically what the dentist has done is added value to the marketplace by buying a piece of technology, a piece of equipment. So you need to guys think very clearly that, number one, you are not entitled to anything unless you add value. So write that down. You're not entitled to anything unless you add value to the marketplace. You know, I also get, when I'm hiring my team members, I sometimes get very experienced team members coming to me and saying, I've got 20 years of experience and 30 years of experience in my industry. It doesn't mean much to me. The question I ask them is that, what value are you going to bring to my practice? See the difference, guys? What value? So sometimes, have you also noticed that you hire front team or back team and they've got 20, 30 years of experience? Sometimes, right? They sometimes come with old habits and they don't want to upgrade themselves into the new technology, into the new ways. So I'm always looking for ways that how they can add value. It's a very important interview question I ask. It doesn't matter to me how much experience they necessarily have. It's part of the process, but more importantly, it's about the Adaptability, yes, George, and it's about the way they are able to grow and they can focus on our mission and our vision. So number one was that. Number two, money enhances your character. If you are an idiot, you'll be a bigger idiot. If you're a jerk, you'll be a bigger jerk. If you're like anything like I don't know, Mother Teresa or anyone like that, a character like that, or Gandhiji or the great guys, who do great things with money, then you'll have a character like that, right? I need you to understand also that money, if you're what would you call, if you are mean and selfish, you'll just get more meaner and more selfish. But if you are someone who is helpful and giving, then money can do much more to your growth than anything else. So money enhances your character. I do not want you to fall when people say, "Oh, money is the root to all evil." Is absolute rubbish, right? Nowhere in the scriptures, by the way, it's even written that. If you truly read the scriptures, money is not to root, it doesn't say money is the root to all evil, right? It is your character that is the root to your evil, right? So shape your character, because if you're a great person, if you make more money, you will think about contributing more, growing more, employing more people, helping other people's family, helping more patients out there. That's what money can do for you. So it enhances your character, right? So that's point number two. Point number three, money, it's not important, it's only next to oxygen. Jim Rohn saying that. Now, by the way, Jim Rohn, of course, was the mentor for Tony Robbins. It's a great quote, right? It's what he meant to say was it's almost up there with oxygen, meaning that money can do great things, and what he was trying to say is that stop saying that it's not about the money. When you hear people say it's not about the money or money is not important, as soon as you say that it's not about the money, money is not important, you're subconsciously rejecting money. You do understand that. You're telling your subconscious that money is not important. And when people tell that to the subconscious, almost like an affirmation, they will never attract money. So I want you to watch your language on money. When you speak about money with a humble heart, with a great character, money can be abundance to you, right? Money is important to you. Money is important for you to grow, to contribute, to become the best of you, right? It is important. So unfortunately, we live in a capitalist world, kind of, and money is there and getting exchanged for goods and services. So we need to understand that we cannot say things like money is not important. So I truly, and I wish all of you use the right language towards money. Okay, money follow attention. Number four, guys, do you remember the fidget spinner? The fidget spinner. One of the things, like a simple thing, like a fidget spinner, like made a multi-billion-dollar industry, a multi-million-dollar industry, not a multi, became a multi-million product. Somebody just thought about that. What I'm trying to say is that there was a time when every kid or even adults had that fidget spinner in their hand, right? Why? Because money follows attention. So I need you to think about, why am I using that? Like iPhones, like phones, even just Samsung phones. Money, what's getting most of your attention? Money follows attention. So the way I need you to think about is that you need to make a little bit of positive noise in the market. You need to be marketing, you need to be branding about your technology, about why you're unique. Why are you unique? Why are your services great? You need to make some noise about that, because money follows attention. If there were two people sitting in the park, right, and one was silent and one was screaming, the screaming person probably got your attention first, right? Why? Because they was doing something disruptive. Now, I'm not going to go out and tell you guys to go scream, right? I'm just saying, scream about why you're different. Yes. Scream about why you're unique. Scream about why you can make a difference. Scream about how amazing you guys are at a practice and you are there and you believe in service and you believe in giving the best. But scream about that, because money follows attention. Number five, it's not about how much you earn, but do what you'll do with what you earn. Basically, isn't that so true? Isn't that so true? Guys, can you hear me okay? Someone sings Frozen there. Totally frozen. Okay, can everyone hear me? I'm back again. Um, yeah, everyone can hear me. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, guys. So I was quickly saying, talking about uh, it's not about how much you earn, but you will do with what you earn, which is very, very smart, guys. Um, Basically, this point number 5 is for a lot of us to understand. Have you all? This is a very powerful lesson for us dentists in understanding this, right? Most of us, and I say this in seminars, most of us have fallen into the trap of upgrading our lifestyle, right? And not being ready for a challenge or a crisis like this, right? So we've upgraded. Sometimes we make a little bit more money and we upgrade our lifestyle. We make a bit more money and upgrade our lifestyle, right? Have you all fallen into that trap that that we start buying some new cars and this and house and some more holidays or whatever it is? I need you to understand that you have to be. This is the time it's teaching us also about money and how to be respectful about money and how you spend it, right? So it's not only about how much you earn, but with what you will do with what you earn. So be very careful about what that. Guys, can I get a yes that you guys are understanding that point at least, and you're hearing me? All good? Um, yeah, cool, cool. Got your message. Okay, all right. So point number 6, very quickly: money needs to be multiplied. Money needs to be multiplied. What I mean by that is that here's the rule in money. Basically, you got to double your money. And you got to figure out how to double your money. The entire people like Warren Buffett, all these guys, one of the things I've learned about these guys that I've been studying them is that they literally are thinking that how do I keep doubling my money, right? Do I double my money every month, every 6 months, do I every year, every 2 years, every 3 years? You got to figure out a formula. But I want you to keep that in mind. Money is there and it needs to be multiplied. Money doesn't like to be sitting in a bank account. Do you know sometimes, like even now, our inflation rates may even be crazy, but all these time your inflation sometimes is even higher than the interest rates you're getting in the bank. So you do not have idle money sitting in there. I want you guys to think about investments. I need to think about maybe this is the time you want to explore about I don't know, the share market, the CFDs. I mean, I trade share market, CFDs, forex, and all this kind very actively. But I've been doing that for 15 years, coming to 15 years now, since my daughter was born. But what I'm going to encourage you guys to do is, I mean, in one of the ways when I'm reflecting in my life, I'm also very grateful that I have this secondary form of income because it's one of the other skills and upgrade I've done about myself. I've learned about that. So I still do that every day. We have a bit of a WhatsApp group and I share some few things in there, but that's not the point. I'm trying to say that you guys may want to learn about that rather than being ignorant, right? The share markets have tanked. I don't know, man. Maybe there's an opportunity. This is not any financial advice. I just want to make the point that money needs to be multiplied. It could be multiplied in your business, which is the 7th point. Be courageous with money. It is not the smartest person. It is not the most beautiful person in the room or the ugly person in the room who's going to win the game. The guy or the girl who's going to win the game, the practice owner who's going to win the game, is the guy or girl who's going to spend money in improving their business, in marketing, in strategies, in training, in teaching, in these things. The more I have seen practice owners spend on their teams and their marketing and their training, the more I've seen them being more successful. Very period. And I've coached thousands of people. So, guys, this is my experience. I'm telling you that be courageous with your money. Do not be stingy. Do not save every dollar. Understand that if a marketing is giving you, if you're spending $10 and it's giving you, I don't know, $100 return, be smart about spending more. Like learn these games. So, guys, be courageous with your money because it is not the smartest person. It is not the if you've got if you are number one in your class when you graduated, it doesn't matter. And when I keep repeating that this is set the playing field. We are plateaued out. So people who will go and spend money a little bit here and there and not be scared about spending money will do much better, right? So make a plan. I'm not asking you to guys go ridiculous, but make a plan. Where do you want to spend money, right? And where is it important for you right now to spend money in the next 1 month, 2 months, 3 months? Like I've spoken to a couple of dentists, a few dentists actually, and they've said, Kina, I've closed all my expenses. I don't want to spend any money, zero money. I said, are you serious? Do you want to spend money maybe on discovering more of you? Do you want to spend money maybe on finding out how your marketing is going? All these years, you haven't had a chance, you've paid attention to that. Do you want to spend money maybe a little bit on training your team members a little bit here and there, or at least getting your strategies into place? Do you want to spend money on any of that? So think about that, guys. It is not the spend time not to spend money. It's the time to actually spend a little bit of money in the right things. I've already shared with you where you can. So that was the last point, ladies and gentlemen. Be courageous with money. I just wanted to kind of wrap this up by saying that success always requires more effort than you ever think. A lot of people think that success requires this much effort. So whenever I ask, give me a scale from here to here, how much do you think success is? And if somebody says this much, then I put their hands here. I said, I understand that success will take 10 times more. So whatever effort you think success will take, 10 times more. Is it easy? Actually, yes. Success is easy. It is only about following the right things and the right advice and listening and understanding yourself, understanding that 80% is mindset, 20% is strategies and mechanics. And then you need to understand, of course, how you're dealing your business, your entrepreneurship, your enterprise, and money. This is all about that, right? So, guys, on a last couple of notes, please do take some action. This has been a long seminar. It's actually went for an hour more than I thought. And I just was voicing out to whatever I think it was. I just really want you guys to take some action. There are some amazing points I've shared, right? And this is the time to think about your mindset, mechanics, and money. Thank you for spending so much time on this very auspicious day, special day. You know, I mean, I've taken you away from your family, especially away, and your faith, possibly. But I hope that, like my mom said, in any auspicious occasion, make sure you walk away from that day learning something new, either about yourself or either about what you're doing. And I hope that I've taken my time in opening your eyes and minds up for this, guys. Um, and yeah, it's another beautiful weekend. I'm gonna literally relax for half an hour, and I'm gonna go and I just want to go for a walk for a good fresh air for the next 60 to 90 minutes. My voice is cracking up, guys, and once again, thank you so much. Those people who have, can I? Do you want me to take one or two questions? Are we okay? I think it's been quite a bit. I think it's been. I'll probably leave this at this moment in time, and maybe run another session a few weeks later if you're interested in it, and I can do a Q&A if you guys are interested. Would you ever be interested in a Q&A, like a 1 hour session on Q&A? Quickly. Q&A, anyone for a Q&A? If I ever do it, like just you guys shout questions and let me know. All right, cool. So I've got quite a few yeses. Let me figure out some time. There's a lot of time in our hands. Time is of essence right now. Time is beautiful. Um, guys, thank you so much. Bless you all, and live life large. Live life large. Thank you, guys. I'm going to end this seminar now. Take care, all of you, and love you all.